So the standard cam isn't perfect. It won't capture, well, no cam will capture 100% of all incidences or car that's passing that you want to catch, because it can be dependent on sunlight, direct sunlight, low light, just many different variables. And each camera has a different sensor, different chipsets, different abilities. And the standard sensor was meant for, the standard cam was meant for just a sub £50 camera that will record up to and just over 4 hours, which it did. It ticked all those boxes, but it won't capture all incidences. It in direct sunlight, it can be an issue, and low light it can be an issue with the sensor that's used. So if you go up a sensor and chipset and specification, obviously the price increases, but you can then capture more detail. But the problem is then as well is you've got more detail, more you're capturing, you know, everything that's needed. But then you've got the issue of your battery. Your battery is then going to go from say 4 hours to 2 hours. So what we've got is we've got a 4K camera, and you can switch that to 1080p at 60 frames per second, and this is going to capture a lot more detail in low light and in direct sunlight conditions. The battery for this camera, it will run for 3 hours, so but you can then get a cable that will power it for longer if needed. So you know, there's a compromise of what's technical specification, what's needed, and price, etc. But you've got to choose what's right for you. But let me just show. I mean, look, the standard cam has never been perfect, but it has captured many, many close passes and results for our customers. And here's just a few of them. So this one was in Sheffield. And you can clearly see the car registration plate. Here's a lorry on a close pass, and this he was sent to a driver's course. Here's one with a car losing control in front. Here's a close pass, quite fast as well, on a dangerous overtake. And if you slow-mo that, clearly see the car registration plate. Not a problem at all. Here's another one. The taxi, you can see the company, and you've got the registration plate. Now, this is comparing the 4K versus the standard. And let's look into this. So we've using the 4K cam, we've switched it to 1080p at 60 frames per second. Now, the reason we've done that is we want the frame rate as high as we can, because then you can slow-mo and you're going to capture more detail. So in direct sunlight, now this is the issue with the standard cam, and let's just talk this through. So here's the 4K cam, and it's the light is not really been kind to it, and here and either side, and it's not really captured that situation. But you look at the standard cam, it's lighter, but it's a lot more pixelated because it's trying to cope with the sunlight, the direct, and the shadows as well, and it's just not coping with it at all. So here's the 4K cam, no problem at all with the sun behind, capturing that. And also here's the standard camera. Yes, you can just make out that, not a problem at all if we zoom in, etc. Here's one here, 4K cam, not a problem. And it's quite far on the other side of the road. And on the standard cam, yeah, it's more of an issue here, capturing those. But then the danger isn't, because he's pushed right further forward. Here's one with the sun direct with the 4K cam, and it's a lot darker, so it's captured that. And here is the standard cam, and yes, you can make that out. So you can capture it, but you can see that it's not as clear. So here's one car coming from the other side. The 4K cam, not a problem there. Standard cam, yes, you can make it out, but not as clear as the 4K, obviously. The 4K cam, it's captured that mini. No chance with the standard cam on that. The sun just wasn't sitting right for it at all. The 4K cam, not a problem. And also not a problem for the standard cam there. So with the 4K cam with a speeding van, not a problem. Standard cam, it is a problem, but you can get to see the side of the van and the company. Here it shows again, there's the 4K cam, you can make it out. And the standard cam, no, but again, you can work out the company details on the side. So here's the 4K cam, and with with sunlight coming from the side, and you could just make that out, not a problem. But with the standard cam, no, not at all. So basically, when you're talking about cameras, it's always a compromise. You're not going to get every single situation. It's just not. It doesn't matter if you spend £400 or £500 on a camera, or £50 a camera. You're not going to get all incidences. But what you do get with a higher spec cam is you get a higher grade technical chipset, sensor, etc. So you're going to capture more instances. But then the problem you've then got is the compromise on battery life, because the battery life then can go all the way down to 1 hour in some instances with some expensive cameras. And what we're trying to do is get a capture what's needed, but in a whole ride. And with the 4K cam, you get 3 hours, but you've got a cable that you can then connect to an extra portable power and still capture what you need, and in great quality. With the standard camera, it's just plug and play, and it does what it does, but it gives you the safety of capturing and what's needed, but it won't capture everything. It won't capture 100%. And it does have a limitation, because it's a sub £50 camera, that standard camera, and the problem with that is you are compromising in some way.